Welcome to Women on Purpose, a space where we explore ways to live with intention and joy. My name is Jo, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about something many of us know all too well: managing stress and burnout from multitasking. As we delve into this important topic, let the breathtaking images of Venice, brought to life by the artistry of Canaletto, inspire a sense of calm and reflection. His paintings capture a timeless beauty that reminds us to pause and appreciate life's moments. Let's take this time together to reconnect, refocus, and rediscover balance. Let's be real for a second. Being a woman often feels like a juggling act, doesn't it? Between work, family, relationships, and trying to squeeze in a little me time, it can feel like we're running a never-ending marathon. The good news? Today, we're going to chat about those pressures and find some lighthearted, practical ways to tackle them together. When we take a step back, recognize the signs, and understand what's really going on, we can start to make some changes. By addressing the causes and trying out a few simple strategies, it's absolutely possible to reclaim a sense of balance and well-being. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's dive in together. The modern woman's multitasking dilemma. Societal expectations. Let's talk about the juggling act so many of us are performing daily, being the modern woman. Society loves to tell us we should have it all, from a thriving career to a picture-perfect family, an active social life, and maybe even a spotless kitchen. And while that sounds great in theory, in reality, it's exhausting. Social media doesn't make it any easier either. Scrolling through perfectly curated posts can leave us feeling like we're falling short, even when we're doing amazing. The truth is, no one has it all together, no matter how it looks online. So, let's give ourselves permission to set those unrealistic expectations aside and embrace being human. Flaws, messy kitchens, and all. The mental load. Let's take a moment to talk about the mental load, that invisible backpack so many of us carry around every single day. It's not just the physical tasks we do, it's the endless mental to-do list that comes with managing a household and relationships. You know, things like remembering birthdays, planning meals, keeping track of soccer practice schedules, and knowing exactly when the toothpaste is about to run out. Sound familiar? The thing about the mental load is that it's often unseen but always felt. It's what keeps us up at night and makes us feel like we're spinning plates 24/7. The good news? We can start to lighten that load by sharing responsibilities, setting boundaries, and letting go of the idea that we have to manage it all alone. The modern woman's multitasking dilemma. Personal expectations. How many of us feel like we have to crush it in every area of life? From being the star at work to the perfect mom, partner, or friend, it's like we're carrying around this belief that anything less than perfection just isn't enough. And honestly, that's a lot of pressure. So often we worry about letting others down or appearing like we don't have it all together, and that fear can be exhausting. But here's the truth. You don't have to do it all, and you definitely don't have to do it perfectly. Let's take a deep breath, give ourselves some grace, and remember that being human is more than enough. The consequences of chronic multitasking. Physical impact. What happens when we keep juggling too much for too long? Chronic multitasking might feel productive in the moment, but our bodies have a way of letting us know when it's too much. Ever felt that bone-deep exhaustion, those nagging headaches, or tossed and turned all night? That's your body waving a red flag. Over time, all that stress can lead to serious health issues like heart problems and anxiety, which no one has time for. The good news? By paying attention to these signs and giving ourselves permission to slow down, we can start to protect our health and feel more like ourselves again. Emotional impact. Let's take a moment to talk about the emotional toll of trying to do it all. When we can't check everything off our endless to-do lists, or when things don't go perfectly, it's so easy to feel inadequate or weighed down by guilt. Sound familiar? Over time, this can lead to burnout, where you're running on empty and feeling detached, even from the people you care about most. The truth is, perfection isn't the goal. It's connection, joy, and showing up as your authentic self. So let's trade guilt for grace and remember that our worth isn't tied to how much we can accomplish in a day. You're doing more than enough, and it's okay to take a breather. The consequences of chronic multitasking. Let's be honest, when we're running on fumes from multitasking, our relationships often take the hit. We're so busy juggling everything that it feels impossible to carve out time or energy for those meaningful connections that truly matter. Ever snapped at a loved one or felt distant because you're just too overwhelmed? It happens to the best of us. The thing is, multitasking doesn't just drain us. It can create misunderstandings and leave our loved ones feeling like they're not a priority. But here's the good news. Even small moments of presence and connection can go a long way. Let's give ourselves permission to slow down and focus on the people who make life beautiful. Strategies for managing stress and burnout. Recognizing the signs of burnout. Let's start with a little heart-to-heart about recognizing burnout. It's more than just feeling tired. It can show up as constant fatigue, irritability over the smallest things, or even feeling like you've lost your spark and motivation. Sound familiar? You're not alone. And there's no shame in admitting you're running on empty. Self-awareness is the first step to turning things around. And it's so important to acknowledge how you're feeling without piling on guilt. Remember, recognizing burnout isn't a weakness. It's a sign that you care enough about yourself to make a change. Let's take this as an opportunity to hit pause, reflect, and start making choices that nurture you. Practical steps to reduce stress. Prioritize and delegate. Let's talk about lightening the load, because you don't have to do it all yourself. One of the best ways to reduce stress is by prioritizing what truly matters. Grab a to-do list or use one of those handy apps to rank your tasks by importance. It feels so good to see what's urgent and what can wait. And here's the key: learn to delegate. Whether it's asking a family member to handle dinner, assigning a task to a coworker, or hiring help when you need it, sharing the responsibilities is a game changer. Remember, you're not meant to carry everything alone. You deserve a team to support you. Practice mindfulness and self-compassion. Let's take a moment to talk about mindfulness and self-compassion, two superpowers we all need in our stress-busting toolkit. Mindfulness doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply, journaling your thoughts, or enjoying your morning coffee without distractions. These small moments of presence can help you feel grounded and recharged. And let's not forget about how we talk to ourselves. Replace those negative, self-critical thoughts with kind, uplifting affirmations, because you deserve to be your own biggest cheerleader. Remember, self-compassion isn't selfish. It's a way to nurture your well-being so you can show up for everything and everyone in your life. Let's give ourselves permission to slow down and be kind to the amazing women we are. Strategies for managing stress and burnout. Let's chat about boundaries, because, honestly, they're lifesavers when it comes to managing stress. Saying no to tasks or commitments that drain your energy without adding value isn't selfish. It's self-care. Think about it. Do you really need to take on that extra project or attend that event that doesn't spark joy? And let's talk about work-life balance. Set a clear line between the two. For example, no emails after 7 p.m. Your inbox will survive, I promise. By protecting your time and energy, you'll have more space for what truly matters, like rest, fun, and meaningful moments. Boundaries are your secret weapon for staying sane and thriving. Cultivate a support system. Let's talk about the power of a good support system. Because no woman should go through life feeling like she's carrying everything on her own. Sometimes all it takes is reaching out to a friend or family member to lighten the load, share a laugh, or just have someone listen. And if things feel too overwhelming, talking to a professional counselor can be a game changer. Don't forget about the magic of finding your people. Whether it's a local women's group or an online community, there's so much strength in shared experiences. These connections remind us that we're not alone and that others truly get it. Together, we can lift each other up, share solutions, and even turn struggles into growth. You deserve a team of cheerleaders in your corner. Schedule regular me time. Let's talk about me time, because yes, you absolutely deserve it. Taking time for yourself isn't selfish. It's how you recharge and show up as your best self. Whether it's a relaxing spa day, curling up with a good book, or rolling out your yoga mat, carving out time for things you love is so important. Maybe you're into painting, gardening, or dancing like nobody's watching. Whatever brings you joy, make it a priority. Block it off in your calendar like you would any important meeting and guard it fiercely. Remember, when you take care of yourself, you're better able to handle life's demands with a smile. So go ahead. Schedule that me time guilt-free. Reframing multitasking. Let's rethink multitasking for a minute because honestly, it's overrated. Instead of juggling 5 things at once, try focusing on one task at a time. It's amazing how much more productive and calm you'll feel. A great way to do this is with time blocking. Just set aside specific hours for individual tasks, like answering emails, meal prepping, or even relaxing. Yes, that's a task too. This not only helps you stay present, but it also keeps you from feeling pulled in a million directions. Remember, it's okay to slow down and give each moment your full attention. You'll be surprised how much smoother your day flows when you let go of the multitasking myth. Conclusion. Let's wrap this up with a little reminder, ladies. You don't have to do it all the time. Multitasking might feel like a superpower, but even superheroes need a break. Managing stress and burnout starts with recognizing when things are too much and giving yourself permission to step back. Remember, it's okay to ask for help, set boundaries, and say no to things that don't serve you. Prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish, it's essential. By practicing mindfulness, scheduling me time, and focusing on one thing at a time, you can start creating more balance in your life. Let's stop glorifying the chaos and start celebrating the small, intentional steps we take to care for ourselves. You are more than the sum of your to-do lists, and your worth isn't measured by how much you can juggle. So, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you're doing enough. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and give yourself credit for showing up every day. Life is about connection, joy, and savoring the moments that matter most. You've got this, and you're never alone in the journey. Let's keep lifting each other up and making space for the amazing women we are. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care of you. Thank you so much for watching, lovely. I hope you found some inspiration and encouragement to take care of yourself and manage stress in a way that feels right for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite way to unwind or recharge? Remember, you're doing amazing,